good? Welcome to the Down Low with
What's
JT
up?
and the Bone. How is everybody doing?
Am I everybody?
You're everybody. I mean, everybody is everybody, and you're certainly anybody.
It might just be late. I was, for some reason, expecting some crowd to.
Live. Yep. I know a little bit of
I don't know.
audience participation would be nice. You guys are
It's
so fucking
seriously,
quiet.
it's really, it makes it tough.
It's
It makes it
annoying.
tough, guys.
Keep up. You know,
Um,
keep up.
seriously.
As a segue, we're keep up because this is a bit of an express down low. We're working with a bit of snappiness. We got a couple of big things we want to hit. We want to hit tonight's game, Thursday night football, Broncos versus Colts. We want to hit the week 5 outlook and talk about the games. I have some one-liners written up, and what was the third thing you wanted to hit? I know you have something to bring to the
Yeah, we're
table.
gonna do an MLB playoff preview. The MLB playoffs start tomorrow at noon, I think. So there's 4 games tomorrow. It's the wild card round.
Mm-hmm.
I follow baseball.
I've
I'm a Yankees fan. So I'm a light Yankee fan. What that means is I am definitely a Yankee fan. Like for sure. Like it hurts me when they lose, and I celebrate when they win. And I watch most of the games, but it does rank below. I know I'm a light Yankee fan because for me it's like the Bills and the Sabres just hurt so much more when they don't pull through. So the Yankees, like I know that a like I'm a true fan. I'm watching the games. I go to games and I'm rooting for the Yankees. I'm wearing Yankees gear, but I just know that it is. I'm not quite on the level of like a real diehard Yankee fan. The pain that they feel. Now I still feel the pain,
Yep.
but when the Bills lose, it's just a different type of pain.
That's me and the Mets and the Jets versus me with the Knicks. The Knicks are my Bills.
Copy.
I haven't watched more than 3 full games of MLB football this season. I
Right. So
went
that's
to one. I went to one. Nestor Cortez is probably one of my favorite
sweet.
pitchers. I saw him
That's
pitch
a
a
great game
crazy
to see.
almost no the no hitter almost the almost no hitter.
Yeah, he had one. He had one like into like in the seventh,
Seventh,
right?
yeah, seventh, and so Nasty Nestor. I love Nasty Nestor. Shout out to Lucas for putting me on to Nasty Nestor. But
Oh, he's awesome.
but I think my favorite player of all time is Shoei. So I got the what are they? The
Fair.
Angels. They're winning. They're
Yeah,
gonna win something.
they suck, man.
I don't wanna skip
That's the
them.
biggest embarrassment of a franchise, maybe in all of sports, because they have like 2 absolute one of a kind generational players, like literally like 2 of the best players
Because they have Mike
ever,
Trout as well. Is that Mike
Mike Trout
Trout?
and Shohei Ohtani,
Well,
and
look at
yet they
me.
suck. No, so I mean, I was gonna intro this with I watch quite a bit of baseball. You watch none. Let's predict
Let's
it
do
and
it.
see who. Let's
Because
see
you
who
know
is more accurate. But it turns out you know tons of baseball. I guess
I,
Nasty Nestor, Shohei, Trout. You're just dropping names. So
I'm just trying to flex. I'm just
I
trying to
might be the rook.
flex. No,
Actually, this
we do have a good each shot. Like betting is that
no, but
much of
it
a
should be
crapshoot.
fun.
It should be fun. That'll be a good segment.
Exactly. It'll be a good segment. And shit, man, you're getting in on the baseball season at the best time. This is really where
Playoffs,
baseball is good.
baseball, baby.
Yeah. Because, like, in fairness, like, I like baseball, but I totally understand why people don't like baseball during the regular
A
season.
lot of
Because,
baseball. It's a
I
lot
mean,
of
a lot
baseball.
of baseball, 162 games is it's really like it's daring in a way. It's like you're really that confident in your product, huh? Like, but 162 of these, and I mean, I respect it because there is something like one of the things I love about baseball is you have that long grind and you get the slow accumulation of statistics and of accolades and milestones, but I totally understand.
Shout out to Aaron Judge breaking
Shout out Aaron Judge.
the league record for single most home runs in a season at 62. I saw a guy with merch that predicted that. It said October 5th, 62 home runs. It was insane. He was like a Yankees man on the subway. He had so much merchandise, man. I don't know what it was. It said October.
Well, maybe you had one for every day.
I think he said, yeah, I think it said October 4th. And he
might have had one for every day.
Yeah, he was ready.
That's actually a baller move.
Yeah, no, I saw it and I was like, okay, Nostradamus. Like,
it's gonna be one of these days. He could like pick out 2 weeks and say it's gonna happen during one of these.
Yeah,
one of these
statistically,
days,
he's got to hit a home
and like
run.
if I can get a good enough markup on these shirts, it's gonna be worthwhile.
He's gonna hit a dinger today, sweetie. He's talking to his old ass wife. He was like ancient. He was like 80, bent over like this.
She's just like, why you keep printing these shirts? Like, he didn't do it yesterday. Why do you think he's gonna do it today? She's like, you're wasting your time.
This is such an expensive machine, honey. He's covered, draped in Yankees merchandise. Crying.
Yeah, it's all Judge home runs.
Screaming.
Too, like,
all Judge home runs.
Because normally, like, the rest of the year, he's doing other things, but, like, he's just become fixated on this Judge home run. And it's just, the room is just piling up with days that he didn't hit it. And his
shirt
poor wife
had like 4 lines of text under and over the picture. It said like beating Roger Maris's record of 61, which was previously set in 1972. Aaron Judge hits his 60. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Not to be. Not to fact check you, but
I was in my bit. God damn it! 61.
You're in your man. I'm sorry. Well, I was gonna ask. Did he mention how Barry Bonds doesn't have the record?
Imagine there's a little asterisk. Barry Bonds technically hit
not like
7.
that cheat. Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. I feel like an asshole for correcting you on the date of that.
No, it's okay though. It's true.
But to me, there's something about the fact he hit 61 and 61 that it was eating at me. I couldn't let you go with that with 72. I couldn't.
Well, he hit 62 now, right? To break it.
He hit 62, yeah.
There you go.
But I'll tell you what's bad, some bad mojo, in my opinion, for the Yankees. They had 99 wins with 2 games left. They had already clinched their spot. They clinched the bye. They didn't win one of the last 2 games, so they stuck at 99 wins. I personally, I don't like that. Like, as a Yankee fan, I'm not such a big fan of not getting one of those games, but
you're a
whatever.
little superstitious, huh?
Like, when they lose, don't tell me that I didn't tell you.
No, you called it right.
Don't come to me
on the down low. Don't come to me crying when you hurt yourself because you had 99 wins and you didn't win a game against the Cards in the wild card.
That's on you.
That's on you.
Look, if I was running the team, I would have went all out for that one of those last 2 games.
Aaron Judge is pitching, Nasty Nestor's hitting, just trying different things, you know?
Yeah, different. Yeah, exactly. And, like, you got, like, maybe even, like, a little cheating.
A little bit of tar.
Maybe
a little
take a little
pine
steroids, like, for that.
Stick 'em.
Click injection, some fast acting stuff.
A little bit of a little buzzer tells you on the pitch count.
Oh, dude, bring back the buzzer in the
Astros.
trash can hitting. Bring back the Astros just for one game.
Yep.
To get to 100.
Yep. Just to get 100.
Take it away for the playoffs, because I don't want it in the playoffs. I want to win fair and square.
You don't want to get
but also I
want
to win fair and square.
Yeah, sure.
I guess you don't want to get caught.
You're a Yankees fan.
Look, if we were doing it, bro, we wouldn't be getting caught. That's all I'm saying.
It's true. Bang bang.
I truly believe that
on the trash can.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we'll get to it in the MLB.
Yes.
I was about to go in on the Yankees. I have to stop myself.
Save yourself. We have football to talk about, my friend.
Unfortunately, after that showing,
this was a tough one to watch.
Like, we should try and keep this like pretty quick because I don't think this game deserves much more than like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it really. I have a couple of highlights to bring up. You want to kick it off? I'll follow.
I have some notes. I'll give you a few, and then you give me a few,
All
and we'll
right.
kind of throw it back and forth.
Yep.
Um, just real quick on the game itself. Um, just like the main thing that I was like coming away from the end of the game with is that because like in the third quarter, I basically said, okay, this might be the worst game I've ever seen. Now it's probably not just like in my memory,
The
it's
way
probably
it
just like
shaped up too.
recency. Don't say that. It sucked. But anyway, you can't let the NFL off the hook like that. But 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 yeah, I mean, look, obviously recency bias is gonna like there have been really bad Thursday night games, but this was really really bad, bottom of the barrel.
It was treacherous.
Yeah, it sucked. And I said in the third quarter, I texted someone and I was just like, this better be a tie. Like this game only deserves a tie. And I think I texted you actually that
Yep,
I texted you
that
that
was
yeah.
me.
And then after the game ended, the tone is a little different. I think that both teams deserve to lose the game actually. But somehow the Broncos just deserve to lose more. Like they just like they actually said we don't want to win. Like it's like the Colts were just like we suck, and the Broncos are like we don't want to win. Like we don't want to win. The Colts are like we're not gonna win. The Broncos are like but we don't want to win. That was kind of the difference of the two teams. So definitely like the Colts did not deserve to win, but the Broncos deserve to lose more than the Colts did also deserve, which they did. But and I'll just do one more, and then I'll send it to you. I can't believe that people went on IR for this game. It really hurts me that people are going on injured reserve, lost for the
Yeah.
season, and losing potential free agent money or whatever it is. For this game. For this game, I hate it, man. I hate to see that, and I'll get. I mean, I'll go back to that later because I want to make a point about, and I've made this point before. Just I think that Thursday night football is terrible. I don't think it should exist.
Yeah.
But I'll go in on that a little more. But just let's talk about tonight. The fact that people went on IR for this game, that sucks, man. And I will say, in my time watching football, it's always the shittiest games that the most people get injured.
I think the injury count was up to 8 or something. Like 8 players got caught with injuries in that game.
And they look serious too,
It
right?
well,
Like
especially
a lot of them.
especially the Hines injury. The Hines injury was the scariest. We have to talk about it. It's just that type of hit and that type of like after effect. It's crazy that the league was being super cautious. Like it almost felt like forced, and not to say that that's a bad thing, but like you could see that the league hadn't really thought about player safety before the Tua scandal, and like there was one moment where a player Bentonio, I believe is his name, or
Mm-hmm.
Bentoni, he was injured in the game a little bit, and then he came back in, and then there was a forced stoppage that was really weird at the end of the fourth quarter where they took him out, and it was a stoppage from the sideline that like had to happen. And then after that, the ref muffed it and didn't tell Matt Ryan that he only had 10 seconds. And then Matt Ryan got a delay of game. And then they wound up kicking the field goal to tie it and go into overtime. But like, it's just, you could tell that there feels like a bit of a paradigm shift. And it feels like the NFL has been not giving a shit about this and is now trying harder to give a shit, which is good.
Well, I'm gonna come in here, and this was part of my next sequence of things that I have to get off my chest. Like, dude, they haven't cared about it, but they still don't really care about
Yeah,
it.
that's how it felt.
And the thing is, they're in this catch-22
Hmm.
where their their game plan was basically like, if we don't make a big deal about it, then it's less visible. So that was really what they did. So like now we're seeing more people come out, spotters spotting people, and like they weren't doing that a few weeks ago. That's not to say that they couldn't do that. It's that they're in a spot now that they have to because of the Tuitt thing, and now it looks worse for them.
Yep.
They never wanted to do this. They could have done this
Yep.
before, but they knew that if you're pulling people out of the game every other play for potential concussions and keeping them out when they get hit, like like they obviously should have with Tua or whatever. The more you are vigilant about it, the worse it looks for your product, and that's the catch-22 that they're in. And I think it actually is a big reason why they haven't cared. And care is the wrong word, because care is they care about money. They don't really care. I mean, shit, man, the fact that there is Thursday night football, to me, just on that very simple level, just tells me that you don't actually care about player safety, because it's not enough time to recover.
4 days, 3 nights type shit.
It's some shit that you don't find really on other levels. Like, I mean, in high school you might play a Thursday night game, but in college you'll never. I don't think any college game is on that short rest, and it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be playing professional football on such short rest, and that to me is just like a great example of how they don't actually really care about player safety, and they never have, but they do care about their image. And in protecting their image, I think that they had this strategy that we're not going to make a we're not going to go out of our way to be super vigilant about concussions too much. Like we will, obviously they had to be more than they did 10 years ago. But I think it's very calculated that they weren't super vigilant about it, even like where they should be in 2022, because if you're pulling people out of the game every other play, that just makes the NFL look so much worse. And then the Tua thing happens, and now they have to, because that looked so bad, that now they have to be pulling people out and being super vigilant, and now it really, and so either way it looks bad. But I think they were strategically basically like, we don't want to be we'll like have concussion protocol, and like it's going to be a thing, but we don't want to make too big of a deal of it because of what's happening now in this game, where I mean the Naheem Hines hit is in any game he's going to leave, but not bringing people back like they did with Tua and calling them the spotter. They almost never used the spotter last year, like, and they've had it. I saw them pull maybe 2-3 people all year. They're going to be using it a lot. I bet you watch on Sunday, and there's going to be more. There's going to be at least 2-3 just in one week, and probably more if you're watching every game, if you're actually going and watching every game. But I just like it's this weird catch-22 that they find themselves in here, and I am very curious to see how this plays out. And I think the funniest thing, it's really not funny, but it is funny, just the image of it, that they had this shot of like 10 people huddled around this TV screen on the sideline, like with clipboards, and like then they're all like watching intently.
Felt like they were actors.
The hit on it was such a show. It was all for show. It looked so bad. Like it somehow made it all look worse. Like such overcompensating of like, can you pretend to care a little better? Like, could you like make this a little less ridiculous looking? Like, I don't know, almost any other version of like pretending to care or even real care would look better than that.
Man,
That was it was like it was like a comedy sketch of like overreacting to a PR nightmare, right? That was like it was just like classic PR nightmare kind of like damage control. It was so funny.
Yes.
But like truthfully, the thing is that like the NFL, like, they care in that so much to protect their product and the reputation of their product. But like they're now in this spot where they had the whole Tua thing. It's the worst look for the league since the concussion movie, right? Like,
yeah.
this is it's to me it like from what I can tell.
Yeah, I would say that's
And,
fair.
and now they have to be everyone's on their ass, so they got to be super like if someone's seen wobbling or shaking their head after a hit to the head, like they're going to be roasted everywhere, social media everywhere, and people are going to go after them and they know that. So now they have to be super vigilant. So now they actually look worse because now you're seeing more and more players go down and not come back to the game. And I really am curious as to where they're gonna go from here. And shit, man, in a game like this, no one should be getting hurt tonight. This game should have been called in the first quarter, hand them both a tie. And but seriously, I mean, it's a brutal sport and it's a barbaric sport.
Yep.
And to have them play on a Thursday night on short rest in what's already this brutal sport is just it's such overkill. And to
Yeah,
me, it's
I
just all
agree.
you need to see to know that they don't actually care about player safety,
Yeah.
or at least they care about money way above player safety.
You know, we've had this conversation before, just how much more it would make sense if you had Saturday night football games instead of Thursday. And then the rest is really, it's pretty minimal, only missing a day, and you get it back on a Monday game. But it does put the product over the people, on Thursday night. And I do think it's deeply ironic that it's a Prime thing now, that it's owned by Amazon. It's like,
That
all
I
right.
wrote down. Yeah, I wrote down that like the NFL fans that just didn't have Prime and they don't know how to stream, or maybe they just didn't feel like going finding a stream for this game, and they missed the game because they don't have Prime. They were lucky. Like that was like that was a brutal game to watch, and I watch most primetime football games, but I'll tell you, if I didn't have the under Michael Pittman yards, I don't know that I would have watched that.
That was smart.
I made a
That was smart.
well, I made a bet with my friend. He wanted the over, and he was asking me if I'd go against him. And I was like, "Shit, Patrick Surtain, I'll go against you." You know how many yards the
Did
over under
you?
was 59.5.
Oh, he
You know
had
how
like
many yards he had?
57, didn't he?
He had 59 yards.
Oh, wow. So wait, did
Yeah.
you lose then? Because
No,
it
I
was
won. I had the under.
you had the under on
He wanted the
59.
over. 59.5.
Oh, 59 and a half. That's quite close.
That's like that's just the funniest way that a bet could end when it's a friend to friend
Oh
bet
yeah.
and not like if you're going against a sports book, you're like fuck you, pay me, right?
Hmm.
But like this is a friend and he lost by half a yard and I won by half a yard. So it's just funny. That's why I like betting with friends, cuz like you can really share in the crazy moments. You're on both sides of it, like both sides of the half yard. I saw the
I
ref,
like
dude. When
that.
I saw the ref spotting that ball, and he was like trying to decide where to go with it. Oh man,
Oh man. I I speaking of Michael Pittman under, I actually happened to pick up Alec Pierce off the waivers. Bro,
there you go.
like waiver wire warrior over here. I know I have to introduce it as a
The one and
segment,
only.
bro. But Alec Pierce is somebody who I don't quite know
Me too.
why he wasn't wavered, but or rostered, but like it's the he's such a great handcuff to someone who already got injured a little bit, already got banged up. And this game, he broke out, man. And not in a gigantic way, but Matt Ryan loves him. You could see it.
I mean, I will say like part of the reason I think he was getting so many targets is also just the Sertan effect
Yeah,
of Sertan was shadowing Pittman.
the whole
But I
time.
gotta say, he made some great catches. And we should do a segment every week where you give some waiver pickups because you are like
Let me fire.
undoubtedly
Let me fire a couple off right now. I have
hell
a
yeah.
couple in the chamber.
Let's
Mike
fucking
Boone,
go.
if he's not on your team yet, get him. He looks just as good as MG3, if not a little bit better of an upside. He had a better day today fantasy-wise. Get Mike Boone. I was thinking about getting him. I picked up Alec Pierce. Another person to get if you're a Michael Pittman owner. Michael Pittman might go down. Alec Pierce is going to go up. If you have Javonte and you missed MG3, get Boone. Latavius Murray is a flare. He's not a real person in this situation. That's my hot take. And then I keep an eye on Darian Huntley for Atlanta. He had less touches than Tyler Algier, but it looks Caleb Huntley. There we go. Yeah, Adrian
Just in case people are searching Darian Huntley for 10, 15 minutes trying to desperately pick this dude up.
What is it? It's
Caleb, I think.
Caleb Huntley, yes. And also if they're available, look for Rashad White and Pacheco and Isaiah Pacheco. They're both fun upside stash pieces that could go well. Pickens, if he's on the waivers, that might be a good pick.
He shouldn't
be. And
I dropped him.
And
then they put in Pickett right away.
Obviously.
Then they named Pickett the starter.
Robinson's coming in back from IR soon, so stash him if you wanna. And then another person coming back from IR is Jameson Williams for the Detroit Lions. See how it goes, Take a shot. He's a wide receiver.
It's worth a shot. They throw the ball a ton.
They throw the ball a nuts amount.
They're scoring 40 points a game somehow.
Yep.
Giving up 45.
Giving up just as many, if not more. Amon-Ra St. Brown is down a little bit, so check out Jameson Williams. Put your toes in the water. But yeah, that's my little waiver recap. I think
I like it.
There's a couple. I also like the Colts situation. Not gonna lie, at running back, it is a committee, but I do like Deion Jackson.
No, he looks really good. But the thing is that Jonathan Taylor will be back. I would say the max I see him being out is 3 to 4 weeks. And he might just be back next week because now he has the long break till the next Sunday.
No, it's true.
But if you have an extra spot, he's worth a look just in the fact that now Naheem's out, and he really looked good. He really did look good.
Yep.
But I just feel like once Taylor comes back, he's getting 30 carries again.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a short-term value, definitely, not a long-term thing. I think the Mo Alley Cox hype is a bit down now after today's game.
Yeah, it's whatever, tight end, man.
Yeah,
what can you do?
Right.
I'll give you a trade target. I in the league
him.
Jeff and I are in. I just traded for this guy, and I think that he's kind of going under the radar, and you can probably buy pretty low on him. You can get Deontay Johnson for a good price. He's too good for Pickett coming in, slinging the ball for him not to just. His floor just went up, I think, 3 points, 3 to 5 points, and his ceiling went up probably 10 points from Trubisky to Pickett. So not this week because they're playing Buffalo, so he could very easily get shut down.
Hey, buy low on him then.
Exactly, especially if after this week he gets shut down and he's got a little hip injury. So if he has another poor week against Buffalo, you can capitalize on that and you can get him cheap. So if you're looking for a buy low receiver, Deontay Johnson, I think, is just going to give you a solid floor at the very least later in the year.
I think you're absolutely right. I think this is a good long-term minded pick. I have
and the values there, like he's going to be cheap.
Yes, yeah. I think most people will be able to part with him easier than a lot of other wide receivers, and I think he has a good ceiling. I have a funny question for you. All right, so there's a very, very trade happy organization in our league, and I was contacted by them today for Dameon Pierce.
Okay.
Straight up, if not an add-in from my team who has Dameon Pierce for Jalen Waddle, and I thought that was just a weird one.
So it's straight up Dameon Pierce for Jalen Waddle?
That's what this organization proposed, and
No,
then
that's a reject, and that's not even a counter offer. That's a reject and don't talk to me. Like
right,
to me,
Damian Pierce,
it's you're looking at Bridgewater for God knows how long, and you got a guy that's the main
Tyreek.
running back in an offense that's giving him the ball. That's like, see, an offer like that. What I'll do if it's the first one that someone sent me an offer like that I'm just not interested in, I'll send them something like, you're gonna have to do a lot better than that. Or if it's a guy that I'm really not looking to sell, I'll just say not looking to sell. But I have a feeling this guy's been offering you a multitude of trades, knowing
Multitude.
who he is. And look, if you're listening, it's cool, But I will say, beware of becoming addicted to trading.
It
And
happens.
it can happen.
And
So,
oh man, yes. Watch out for the
so
trade bug. It's
look,
going around.
look.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no, this
That's
is the
all I'm
best
saying.
time to trade, and I've made 2 trades now in 2 weeks. But the thing is, you don't want to trade your team away. Like, all of a sudden you look up and you have no more of your drafted team, and like it's like those teams that go out in the offseason and spend a lot of money and they just got a collection of free agent and there's just no core there, and all of a sudden you're wondering why they can't play together as a team. It's because they're all kind of mercenaries. And I mean, I know it's fantasy, but also there's only so much that people can take in terms of offers. So you better make the offers good. Or at least, like, you can put some feelers out and you can send some text, but people can only take so much.
Sometimes
Like,
it's just tough when you get a Damian Pierce for Jalen Waddle, and they're asking for an extra piece because Jalen Waddle's ceiling is so
no,
insanely high. Yes, I
no.
think so. I
So,
wasn't sure.
so here's what I
I
do
didn't even look.
when someone like this, something like that,
I didn't
I'll
even
send them
ask
back.
for a trade.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just counter with you tripping. Like, you just have to let him know that you're so far off the table here that, like, we can't. You're gonna have to, like, gather yourself, pick yourself up off the floor, and, like, come back to the table because you're nowhere near it.
No, nowhere near the table. Get on the table. Yeah,
Get near the table at least. Like, I can talk to you if you're near the table or still in talking distance,
because
but you are, like, in the other room
well,
right
the
now.
sneaky thing with that type of offer, though, is it's like it's insidious. You plant this big name, Jalen Waddle, and you're like, this is a robbery, but it's
Yeah.
making it seem like it's a good deal, and so. I'm
No,
gonna
you don't
I'm
want
gonna
to
come
rip
back
someone
to him
off.
and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, the value's not there for me, Chief." He said,
I
I think they're the only two pieces that are the same price on your team."
So here's the thing. When I trade, I don't like to rip people off. Like, I don't feel good about it. I want it to at least be like, look, I want to win the trade for sure, right? But I don't want to take advantage of someone that's not been playing as long as me or something like that, right? I want it to be a trade that could be done by someone that plays fantasy football. Like, I guess sometimes, like, if I'm playing in a league on Yahoo with random people, like, I don't care then because I don't know if they're no fantasy football or not. So I just send offers. But in a league that I know the people that it's my friends, like, I'm not trying to rip someone off. I mean, it's something where even if you think you're winning the trade, if I need to be able to see how the other person could get to them thinking that this is a good deal for them, whether it's their team construction or whatever. It just here. So I'll give you something funny. So someone in our league texted our league chat saying, at this point, I'd sell Jonathan Taylor for a 6-pack and a Taco Bell burrito or whatever it was. So I immediately sent him the shittiest offer. Like, I sent him, I think, like, Curtis Samuel and Amari Cooper for Jonathan Taylor. Terrible, terrible offer. Now, this was only because he sent that text. If he would have accepted that, I would have. I'm the commission. I would have rejected it. I would have undid it. So just to give you a sense, like, I just thought it would be funny, and I wanted to see if he was actually if he was
Down.
really bugging that hard about Jonathan Taylor. But truthfully, I wouldn't want him to accept that deal.
All this talk about trades makes me want to bring up a trade that we mentioned last week, which is the infamous Cordero for Kyle London swap with the Pat Fryermuth thrown in.
Drake London.
Bro, Drake
I'm
London. Why
feeling
did I say Kyle
less like
London?
an
Kyle
asshole.
Pitts.
The more I'm correcting you
Nah, this
throughout
is
the app, I'm
funny.
feeling less like an asshole each time.
Kyle London and Drake Pitts. No, all right. So I got Kyle London. I got Drake
Yeah,
London.
Kyle London is just such a crazy name. I feel like there's someone in college named Kyle London.
He plays for
Some
Texas
receiver
A&M.
for USC or something. Wait, did Drake London play for USC?
I don't know.
Okay, we're going
All
down
right,
down the rabbit hole. We got to step back.
I made reeling it.
I leaned back and I
reeling.
started thinking about old USC potential USC receiver.
Kyle London.
I gotta get back.
All right, so I made a trade that we referenced last week. I gave Cordero and Pat Fryermuth up, and I got Drake London back. This was after a big Drake London game, and Cordero had an off week. So I, thinking that Cordero doesn't have the long-term longevity for the whole season, and thinking that the organization was being strange about how much they wanted to run him, was thinking, hey, I could get Drake London. I can maybe scoop Tyler Algiers off the waiver. Boom, I get off a tight end, extra tight end, get in a good piece. And then Cordero burned me for 23 points. God, Drake London put up like 13. Finally, it comes out that Cordero goes down with an injury. And so morally, I feel a little sad because it's like I made this trade predicting it a little bit, and it happened, and it's almost like too good to be true,
Oh, you're good.
I never want to predict the injury, but I'm happy that I saw I saw this.
Okay, because you started that sentence. I'm happy. I never want to predict an injury, but I'm happy.
No,
I
Cordero's
was
my
cheering
guy.
at my team. No, I know. Look,
I love Cordero, and I hope he gets well soon.
exactly. That's why it was so surprising to me. And I know you wouldn't root for an injury. You're not that guy. But I gotta say, like, morally, you're clear because for 1 week he won that trade.
Yep.
Yep.
So
it's really you're clear. It's.
He beat me with him,
You got the sense that something was up. It's not like you traded him and he was like, and you were like, as long as he gets injured, I win this trade. You were still down to do the trade.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't you foresaw something being up there, whether it was giving him less carries or whatever health-wise.
Yep.
But for 1 week, you were the loser of that trade. So I
yeah.
think you're clear. I think you're good.
I took my L gracefully. I'm 3-1 now, but I'm all aboard the Drake London hype train, and I'm all aboard the Tyler Algiers hype train, which I was able to scoop up off waivers. Good waiver pickup.
I remember watching Algier play at BYU last year in one of the bowl games that I just happened to catch. Man, he is kind of a beast. Like,
bro,
we'll see if he can handle the NFL workload, but I'll tell you, they gave him the ball like every play at BYU. So, and
he broke off a huge chunk of yardage last game. I expect pretty big things from him. I wanted to, real quick, while we're on the topic, before we hop into Week 5 Outlook, I wanted to just wrap this game up with a couple of non-game moments that I have. And so I have the one thing I want to bring up before we enter the JTVerse is a referee getting caught up in the scramble and taking out a defensive player for a big Cortland Sutton gain. There was this ref got in the way and tripped up a defender on a playable ball. Like, the defender could have done something there, and a ref just sprawled out in front of him. Oh, it was amazing. I loved it.
I'll say this. The game is bad when you need a ref to take out a defender to get a completion more than 20 yards. Like, that's how you really know. And I feel like that one was just like Bezos calls Goodell, Goodell calls into New York. New York calls into the ref. Dude, you got to make a play happen. This is one of the worst games
And
we've ever
the
seen.
Walton family is like, all right, take out a Colt, because the Walmart family owns the Broncos now, and I'm convinced they're cursed.
But I feel like this is So you say Walton, I say, and I like this curse theory, by the way.
Right?
We'll circle back to that.
Right?
I want to say more than my conspiracy is less Walton, more Bezos being like, I paid you, what did he pay, $1 billion? I paid you $1 billion for this shit, and he called it in. Goodell's like, Goodell's like, calls into New York. I don't care what you do, make something happen in this game. They call it down, and the ref takes one for the team.
He gets it the radio.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was the youngest tenured ref on the squad. He was the one chosen for sacrifice.
Team, Rook.
You're gonna have to take him out by the knees. It hurts the least.
For you, you might crack a rib, but you'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get hurt either way. He's playing football.
And then you just see Roger Goodell behind a laptop calling in the ref like a drone strike to fall on top of him.
Yeah, he's monitoring. He's like giving them the signal.
Go down now.
He gives them the go ahead, and then he's just watching with pleasure.
Cortland Sutton gets the ball. There was this moment where Cortland Sutton grabbed the ball from his own teammate after the ref goes down. And Cortland Sutton did the most big bro to little bro thing I've ever seen, which the guy who got bitched out by Cortland Sutton and the ball taken from him while he was his own teammate was laying on the ground and just like, oh man. And Cortland Sutton came up to him, picked him up. He was like, we got this, bro. And I was like, bro,
he was like in his face, like, let's go. And this guy had just like, the funny thing is he went up with him, and Cortland Sutton mossed his own teammate, right? And then the guy tried to like get back at the ball as if he didn't know that was his teammate. I'm gonna I guess I could give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm pretty sure that was just a pride thing. It was
they
like,
both were holding
no one likes to get mossed. It don't matter, like on a play like that, like it don't matter if it's your own team, it still doesn't feel good.
Hell no. That was like one of my favorite things about the night. But my favorite thing about this game, and here we enter the JTVerse with our special JTVerse guest, Al Michaels. Al Michaels was on one today, bro.
He was on his game tonight.
Was murdering the commentary with Kirk something or other. It doesn't matter. Al Michaels was murdering. And so, to set the scene in the JTVerse, all the stats tonight are Old West Saloon style in a ghost town, and all the stats of these horrible plays and how many times Matt Ryan's been sacked 21 times in 5 games now with 10 fumbles and all of these stats, and the whole theme is horses because it's the Broncos versus the Colts. So there we set the scene. They kick it off. They're talking serious horse talk with a horse race graphic showing the Colts and the Broncos getting off to a slow start scoring wise, and they're going. I'm convinced 98% of the American population watching this game had no clue. There was a Kirk something or other dropped the craziest horse racing reference I have ever seen in my life. He dropped some name. What?
I'm not a fan of Kirk Herbstreit. Go back to college.
Yeah, I didn't love it. That's why I'm saying Kirk something or other. But I think Al Michaels had the right idea when Al Michaels said, Kirk, I want you to enter the gates of Mordor, and then ran a promo for the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So Al Michaels was like he was like, at first he was like, wow, this game sucks, but then he was starting to really feel himself like, wow, this game sucks.
Bro, I have it all jotted down, don't worry, we're on a deep dive. All right, so he starts off, Jim Irsay, who is the Colts owner, I think, or Irsay.
Yeah, Jim Irsay.
So it pans to him, and Al Michaels, he looks at him and he says, well, Jim's not a happy puppy at the moment. which I have never heard in my life.
Well, what quarter is that? Because it
That's
sounded like this is like the first sign that he had just given up
yeah.
on this game.
It was like second quarter, and then after going into the half, and then going into the half, Kirk says they have a lot to break down this half, and Al Michaels says they do. And so he's just fully ripping right now. And then they get back from the half, and Al Michaels intros, and he's like, hope you guys enjoyed. We actually were able to find highlights for that compilation there, surprisingly enough. And then you have him saying it progresses. We're in the third quarter now, bottom of the third, and Al said, sometimes, a game is so bad that it's good.
Yeah, that was. See, I missed like most of the first half, so that was really where I tuned into it. And I was looking at my phone, and I was like, this game sucks. But like when I came into that, and I saw that Al Michaels had gone full scorched earth with it, like he was just having fun with it. I was like, I knew I was in for some good Al Michaels, because I've seen him do this before. When he's just like, this sucks, he starts to really have fun with it.
And so he went on, and he went on to say that the game is sometimes a game is so bad that it's good, and Kirk instantly said, no. he just denied him.
Kirk said no, and that's the thing about Kirk. Like, Kirk was really trying to keep up, but like I think the whole time Al Michaels was just making Kirk look so bad.
Show. It was Al Michaels' show tonight.
He was just killing it. Like he was really like he was setting the tone like for the viewer at home. Yes. Well, he was like really like
he was with us.
He was exactly, and Kirk was like still trying to be like NFL man, and it was just
this
like
could
Kirk,
possibly get interesting.
Yeah, and it's like, Kirk, this is not the time. And then the second Al Michaels flips to say, sometimes it's so bad it's good, then Kirk hits it with no, and it's like, Kirk, you just got to get with it. Like, get with it here. Have some fun.
Pick a side. Kirk needs to pick a side. And so eventually Al Michaels is just rambling about not even football. It gets to the point where Al Michaels is riffing like a Norm Macdonald joke. Like, he's just saying the craziest shit and letting it fly. And he goes, Kirk, nobody knows anything and everybody knows nothing. Nobody knows everything and anybody knows nothing. And those are words to live by.
See, he had gone, like, he was halfway through the bottle at that point. Like, he was really, like, normally maybe he drinks like a quarter of the bottle throughout the game, a little bit every quarter. But he had just decided at some point, like, I'm just going for it. And at that point, he was really just, he said, this game is so shitty, I'm just going to have to make this fun for myself because this sucks. And he really pulled through. And Al Michaels, to me, is the greatest for that very reason, that he really, of all the announcers, feels like he represents the guy at home the most.
It feels like he's actually watching the game. Like,
yeah, and he's like old too, right? So he's not afraid to be like, this shit sucks. Like, the other guys, like,
thanks for joining us, guys. This is horrible. This is a really bad game. And Kirk is just grabbing behind him, just like, Al, we're going so fast. I don't know if I'm supposed to say these things. And so,
yeah, like, Al Michaels is a broadcasting legend, so he doesn't give a fuck. He just says it. He's like, he just say like, yeah, this game sucks. Like, these teams suck right now. This is really bad football. When I feel like other announcers, they kind of beat around the bush, like, yeah, well, these defenses have been great, like, but it wasn't even that tonight, right? These offenses actually were like they were offensive. They were in the bad way.
Al Michaels, it's amazing because he'll just keep on leveling it up too. Where like by the third quarter, if a game is this tragic, it'll just like cut back to him, and he's like, "All right, well, welcome back for another quarter of blowing chunks all across the AstroTurf. We have the Broncos with the ball," and it's just like it'll get like darker and less attached to football, and so
They hit it with, "We got another quarter of this." like, like sarcastically excited. Like that. That to me was my favorite one.
That's a good one. I didn't catch that. And my favorite one with the cherry on top is this game was so bad that as overtime began, Broncos fans were leaving. They were just going. They knew that it was a lost
That was a
cause.
tough look for Broncos fans, but I
That
kind
was
of understand it.
I don't quite get it.
They
But
got work tomorrow. It's a Thursday night game.
That's
Got
true.
work tomorrow.
Can't be sticking around for this horse shit. And
Yeah,
so
no.
so Kirk says something like, "I can't imagine leaving this game, going into overtime. It's crazy seeing a team, fans rooting for their own team leaving before overtime." And Al Michaels, he pipes up and he says, "Kirk, sometimes you got to beat traffic."
That was great. Yeah. Yeah, he was on the money tonight.
I have a bonus to exit the JTVerse. We have a bonus little Tony Gonzalez gem that was dropped at the halftime show. Tony G piped up and he said, "The offenses better stop horsing around." And
Yikes.
no one it was like a pin could drop in that stadium. I think the fans went quiet.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I appreciate Tony Gonzalez for even like on a night where the teams did look like that. That joke fits right in. So I actually kind of think it. I think it
I had
plays.
to write it down. I said Tony G said the offenses better stop horsing around. Violent crickets is what I wrote down.
That's great. Violent crickets. That's fucking funny.
So you want to hit a quick fire week 5 outlook?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't write anything. I'm prep anything, but whatever. I'm just gonna read through it.
I have a prep. If you want to follow my lead, and I'll take the ones I've prepped for.
All right.
Cool. All right. So week 5 outlook. Giants versus Packers. Aaron Jones is going to go nuclear. He's going to destroy. The Giants are going to struggle to keep up with their 4th string quarterback or Saquon running Wildcat the whole time. And I think the Packers are going to steamroll the Giants, and they're not going to be so win happy. Coming from a Giants, fan-ish.
Yeah, I'll just say my little one hitter for this is the Packers' offense is actually not that good. I don't think. I think that they don't want to admit, but losing Devontae actually really hurts them.
I didn't say that the Packers are good.
No, but I'll just say but Daniel Jones, I don't think he can win this game really, but shit, man, Bradley Zappi or Bailey Zappi took them to overtime. So I'm seeing the spread at 8. I wouldn't hate to give it a look at Giants +8. I don't trust the Packers to blow anyone out.
Aaron Jones is going to run the ball long and hard on that game. I'm gonna tell you what, boy. The Aaron Jones, I have a gut feeling,
It's in London, if that changes anything.
Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna.
I think for me it does change. For me, I'm more likely to lean
Packers.
The Packers win more easily. But no, I think the Packers will win. I'm just saying, I don't think this is just that Packers underperforming. I don't think they're that good.
No, they're not that good. I've watched enough for Aaron Jones on fantasy to know they are struggling, Then we have Houston versus Jacksonville. Nonetheless, I think the Packers are going to win against the Giants. But we have Houston versus Jacksonville.
Bold take.
Yeah, right. Very cold. I'm specifically calling out Aaron Jones though. He needs to hop up into the step up circle because he is our step up circle member right now for me on this
Seems a little
side.
biased. I mean, shit.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
what? Well, I'm not gonna push back. Wait, I am. I'm playing you this week, so I'm gonna push back, and I'm gonna say, AJ Dillon, step up circle for you.
Give a little boost to somebody else out there in the league. Well, the next
Yeah.
one you're gonna like it because it's less biased. It's Houston versus Jacksonville, and it's gonna be a big game for Damian Pierce. Let me tell you something. I think he's gonna go bananas. I really do. I think it's a good test for him. I think that he is gonna be like it's always a nice to see if a person can keep that role and keep pushing like that. So I'm interested. I think it's a test game, but I do think he has a chance to really do something.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see the Texans winning, even though they suck. Why
Right?
not?
Just kind of fun. I got an inkling.
I mean, they probably won't, but I'll tell you again. I'm taking the underdog here. Texans +7, just off my gut.
Hell yeah.
I think they keep it close and they lose.
Yeah, probably. I think that they probably Brandon Cooks gets a little bit of play. I think they keep it close, probably struggle and all the Damian Pierce has a good fantasy day. But Jacksonville probably wins that one. Then we got Detroit versus New England, and I cannot wait to see the Lions hopefully smack the shit out of the Patriots. I think that would be so fun. I would just love that. Like
This
40
feels
to
like
20.
it feels like the Lions are gonna blow out the Patriots
Right?
to me.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to smack the
The
shit out the
Patriots played their
Patriots.
asses off, and they almost pulled off a Belichick special in Lambeau last week. And I just think that
They're
the
tired.
letdown is coming. Then again, would anyone be shocked if the Patriots just outright won this game?
No,
No, probably not.
no. Pedigree
Even with
and
Bailey
whatnot.
Zappi.
Zappe.
Even though the Patriots do like officially stink, it's still like Patriots Lions. You know what I mean? You can't just erase 20 years of
I
history.
know. That's what I'm saying. I think it'll be fun to flip the script if the Lions really
I
do
know.
win.
Yeah, it'll be like 50 to no. Let's
50.
say let's say 30 to 25. Go the weird 25.
Yeah, I
Say a
like a
safety
30
gap.
to 25. Yeah, I think they hopefully demolish and let the body part hang, as somebody says on New England. I
Somebody
think it'll
says
be
that.
fun. And then next we got Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. I have a weird feeling that Atlanta wins. I have a weird feeling that Atlanta has a good game, a weird good game about Tampa, and there's some weird things going on in Tampa.
No, no, I'm gonna tell you this: you're overlooking the classic Brady spite game. He's playing
That's true.
despite his marriage, so he's gonna pull this one out. But I will say
Interesting.
that, but I
Tell
will
me
say that
more.
I think the Falcons keep it close. I mean, there's rumors swirling that him and Giselle are gonna get
Yep.
divorced. So I think that people are overlooking, and I think you overlooked with that Brady's going to come out and just he's going to play for a spite game
Do you
against his
think
marriage.
do you think Giselle and Brady, if they get divorced, do you think that'll have anything to do with him going back after saying like, "Hey, I'm going to go like hang out with my family and be a dad," and then he went back? Cuz
I
I
mean,
feel
it's
like that would
to me,
be
look, it's obviously like the go-to of like what you jump to, but I'll say this: I mean, it's pointless speculation because who knows? You might just have not have done the dishes, a few too many nights in a row.
that's true. I have nothing to argue with, but I do think there's something to be said that if they break up, I it's interesting to note, is your career more important than your relationship at that point, your legacy. It's a
So
weird
it's
weird little
like it's
thought.
something that's obviously interesting, but I don't want to speculate on it just because it just feels like it kind of feels like a waste of time. Now, if shit actually goes down and then we like kind of get some facts and like that, it's been reported, fucking page 6, New York Post, whatever. I don't know how reputable that is. I don't know. Maybe it is reputable. It's like TMZ has become pretty reputable. I
Hmm.
mean, shit. But truthfully, it doesn't make sense for me to talk about it because I don't know shit.
I don't have a horse in that race.
I will say
Didn't.
it is like you're right. It is very interesting, like career
You know,
verse, but it really feels pointless
of
to talk
course, it's
about right now.
futile, but
But no, but we can talk about it maybe in a few weeks or months or
you know,
years.
and
We can
and
talk
all
about
I'm
it.
saying is Tom Brady, maybe keep it quiet if you're thinking about maybe still retiring or maybe still playing and not retiring. Maybe don't
That
make a
was
whole
Schefter,
show.
man. That was Schefter did it to him.
Oh yeah, he leaked it.
Schefter's such a rat.
Yeah, people who talk about sports, they give me icky snake vibes.
No, Schefter is a rat, dude. Like Schefter's like out here leaking medical reports. Like
Yeah.
I do not fuck with Schefter. And I think Schefter was never this bad, but I think as he's gotten competition from like other insiders, like I think when he was like the main dog insider, he was like pretty he had some more integrity and like more moral journalistic morality. But now that it's like there's competition for inside information, I feel like he's gone full like
Hawk.
just full cutthroat.
Yeah.
Like, dude, when Jason Pierre-Paul blew off his finger, he leaked the medical reports, which to me it's like, isn't that a fucking HIPAA violation? I don't know.
Right.
But I remember he did that, and that was like the first sign that like, oh, Schefter kind of sucks. And then like, he's just, well, I mean, shit, that insider game that could probably turn you into a pretty questionable character real quick. So
Yeah.
whatever. I don't fuck with the way that he's been doing shit. And look, let a man announce his retirement. Just
Adam
like
Schefter just
honestly.
entered a spontaneous bone zone right there. Just a
Yeah, you know
spontaneous
what?
mini
Why
bone
not? I
zone.
haven't done it yet, and you know what? I was gonna retroactively put it on the I was gonna put it on the NFL and their player safety catch 22 bit
Of course,
like my
I felt a little
my
bone zone
speech.
in there.
Yeah, but you know what? This is even more ranty. So
Yeah.
I'll put it to Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter, welcome to the Bone Zone. I don't
Get
fuck with you.
boned, asshole. So next we have Tennessee versus Washington. I'm predicting a big Robert Woods day and a
Oh,
huge
such a
Derrick
shitty
Henry
game.
day.
It's gonna be so
It's gonna
bad.
be ugly as shit. I think Derrick Henry's gonna run a ton. I think
Yeah, Titans blow them out.
I think Robert Woods will do some stuff. Jahan Dotson, no, not Jahan Dotson. Who's the rookie that's like questionable for the Titans?
Burks, he's not gonna
Yeah,
play.
Treylon Burks is out.
He's
So
not gonna play. Yeah.
so you got Robert Woods probably filling in them shoes. I think they probably Washington doesn't really. They seem like a mess. Tennessee has already pulled out a couple of wins. I think they'll be able to do it again.
Well, Tennessee's kind of a mess too, but it's just like Tennessee is like just the more real team in
Yep.
terms of like, yeah, they won games last year,
Yeah.
and they don't have Carson Wentz as their quarterback.
Yeah. And they've won games this year where it's like I just don't see the Commanders winning over the Titans. Then we have San Francisco versus Carolina. I think the 49ers stop the Panthers. They're on a good trajectory.
You have to assume the way they looked, especially that defense, the way
They
they looked
were
last week.
tasty, bro. And I think
I
the
will
Panthers
say,
are they're not going to do well against that defense, the offense on the
I
Panthers.
gotta say though, it's a classic NFL. Like anything can happen in the NFL
It's
spot.
true. That's true.
So that's just a little warning. I think that the Niners should win, and I don't want to be like, don't consider it a hot take. I'm not saying that the Panthers are going to pull it out. I'm just saying this one strikes me as the classic NFL anything can happen game of the week.
Yeah. I'll give you
So
I
shit. I
I'll
mean,
give you that. I think that's a good call. I think so next we have Philadelphia versus Arizona. My prediction is Jalen Hurts is probably going to go like nuclear. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts are going to team up, go crazy. I think it might be a bit of a shootout, and then Philadelphia takes it. You know, but I have
Yeah, no
Philadelphia.
arguments here. Yeah, to me, just the only thing I got is I am so out on the Cardinals right now
Oh,
that it's almost
violently.
by default that I just am gonna trust in the Eagles,
Me
even though
too.
I feel like the
They're due
Eagles are
for one.
maybe a little, they're maybe being overhyped, but I still feel like the Cardinals are, they are just not a good team right now. Like, and I don't like anything. I'm out on them
Yeah.
basically. So give me
I,
the Eagles by a bunch.
yeah. I'm in on the Eagles hype. I think that it's pretty
Yeah, no,
real.
I'm
I
in
think it's a
too. It's
respectable
real, but I'm
team and
just
it's
saying I
fun.
don't think. Yeah, no, that's a very good team. It's a top 5 team, but I don't know that it's a top 3 team when it's all said and done.
I also think their schedule is a bit fluffy. I'm
It's been
worried.
fluffy.
I'm worried about them getting to the
It's
playoffs
not just been
and
a
not
bit
doing well.
fluffy. It's been all fluff. I
Yeah.
mean,
And it
this is
continues
the
to be
first test,
fluff.
I guess.
Yeah, I
If you have any
guess.
faith, if
I
you have any
guess.
faith in the Cardinals, which I don't, you could say that this is their. But even still, it's probably their biggest test anyway. If where you look, we have, I guess the Vikings. That was a good one.
That was a good barometer.
Yeah, yeah. So you know what? They pulled this one out in a convincing fashion, and I'll give them even more credit.
A 5 and
I do
0.
believe in them.
That would be big,
Exactly. No
you know.
matter who you played. Yeah.
That's just awesome. I believe in them. I think they'll take it, and I think, like I said, Jalen Hurts is gonna have a day and a half. I think start if you got Devontae, I think you should start him for fantasy sake. I think if you like. The Eagles' offense is going to go good. I think Dallas Goedert will probably be phenomenal. He's projected well against the Arizona defense. Doesn't do good against tight ends. So then we have two more. Dallas versus the Rams. I think that Dallas could sneak a win out versus this Rams team. I think it could also go back and the Rams could stomp them and kind of get some confidence back.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go with the Rams. Cooper Rush has like had a nice little run here, but he hasn't really played a real team. I don't think. I guess he did beat the Bengals,
It's a pretty real
but
team.
the Bengals aren't. They're not impressing me this year either. So, look, there's a chance, but give me the Rams
Yeah,
to cover as well. 5.5. Give me the Rams to cover.
I think they'll probably do that. I a note on the Atlanta versus Tampa Bay game that I didn't get to say. I think it's going to be a huge day for Kyle Pitts, and I think it's going to be a good day for Drake London. Big test for the Atlanta backfield. You know they've been like flashy, but
Bro, Kyle Pitts is not getting even like he's gonna have like 3 catches, 16 yards.
bro,
Like
look at
they just
look at
they
what
don't use.
Kelsey did though. Like down the middle, it was so easy. You know, I think that Kyle Pitts
It's
has
not
a
like
chance
that.
to eat. No, I know he's not like that, but
They
he has
don't
a
use
chance
him.
to eat. I
They
know,
don't use him.
I know. It's a
It's
mess.
weird.
It's
They
a
don't
mess.
use him. He's skilled. First of all, he's nowhere near Kelsey.
I
Second of
know
all,
that. I'm not
that, for
comparing
some
them, but
reason
he
that
was.
offense just does not want to throw to him.
It's just
Kind of strange.
all I'm saying is I see a lot of holes in the Buccaneers defense that they played the Chiefs, and there was a lot of holes in their coverage. Obviously, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's a great quarterback, and it's Marcus Mariota. Not a great quarterback, not a great organization, but I think they have a little sneaky chance. I think you watch that game, it's going to be fun, and I think that Drake London and
Kyle
Kyle
Pitts,
Pitts have a game in them.
I'm gonna give you Drake London, but Kyle Pitts has 10 catches for 150 yards. Just to put it in perspective, Kelsey, I think, had that in one
One
game.
game,
You
probably.
know,
Yes.
in one of his 4 games. You know,
I
so
I
for some reason, and I'm not talking shit about Pitts. I'm just saying this offense has shown no willingness to use him, or even they don't want to use him. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm a die on the hill. I think Kyle Pitts gets some usage. I think that people are talking about him a little different after the Tampa Bay game. We'll see. Call me out if I'm wrong on it. But
No, I mean it makes sense because Kelsey was running free, but and not to say that he won't go off, but also like I'm just saying if you're taking it if you're looking at like a big game for him is not gonna be Kelsey's big game, I don't think. But
no,
hey,
no, no, no.
like if he puts up 5 for 50 and a touchdown, then I'll say you were right. So
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It's all relative. I'm not saying that he's going to dominate with a 200-yard game and 2 touchdowns. I think that he is going to
yeah, there was
do
no reason for me to come at you so hard
well.
on
I
the Kyle
respect
Pitts
it.
thing.
I like it, but
It's just something that's been bugging me that they don't use him at all.
it's annoying. It's
Yeah.
frustrating, and that's why I think they're going to run him a little bit is because it's easy for a new quarterback to develop a relationship and just go to their one guy that they really like with Drake London. But I do think the team is in his ear and being like, yo, we need to use him a little bit more. And I do think he has a chance to bounce back in a way where people aren't so down on him anymore. Finally, we got the Bengals versus the Ravens. I think this is shootout time. I think that the Ravens have a good chance of winning, but I think it's a shootout, and I think it's gonna go crazy. Not a lot of defense and a whole lot of offense probably. And
I'm gonna like come out at a different angle. I
mm-hmm,
could see this being kind of a classic AFC North
gritty,
struggle.
gritty.
That's like 2017.
I could see that. I could
But
see that as
I could
well.
see what you're saying too. But I'm like not. I wouldn't be shocked either way.
Yeah,
But
it could swing.
but like low key, other than I don't know, the Bengals offense has not looked that explosive at all,
No,
and the Raven and I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Ravens here. I just think they've got the edge offensively against the Bengals defense.
I think they have the edge. I think the Bengals might have a better showing on defense than the Ravens do, but offensively, the Ravens are really explosive and they could get off to something really big with any miscues happening. Um,
Yeah, and with that said, I said I had the Ravens, but I will say like the Bengals have played Lamar before
mhm.
more than most other teams. They're in the same division, so this should be a very close game.
I
I'm not seeing either team blowing either team out.
I see a good game for Lamar and a pick probably. I think he throws an interception or two against the Bengals. I think it might be a good game for Joe Mixon, and I think that Jamar Chase might get some run. I think he might have a little bounce back.
Yeah, Chase is going to go off.
Right? Seems like he's bound to.
Yeah.
I speaking of Jamar Chase, I have my weekly Yahoo Cesspool segment for
Nice.
everybody on Jamar Chase. I'll add this screenshot to the stream just so everybody has proof of Richard, who at the time 11:40 said, oh no, at 1:37 he said,
These are, by the way, Yahoo Fantasy player comment section in Yahoo and the Fantasy app and the
thank you.
Yahoo Fantasy app. Every player has their own comment section,
Yep.
and generally it's like 50-50 kind of like no, it's like 25% like celebrating slash like oh shit he didn't do anything. 25% like should I drop him for him? 25% should I trade him for him? And 25% of just some of the trashiest and it really just cesspool stuff, classic internet stuff. But man, am I glad that Yahoo keeps this stuff up. This I'm glad that Yahoo has a personal discussion board for every player.
So at 11:20 or 11:19, Richard, this is a deep night Yahoo comment. He late at night. He's looking at the comment section for Jamar Chase, and Richard says, "Bend me over again. I feel no pain." One like. And that was just so worth
might have
the
been
spotlight.
his own.
I think it was his own.
Yeah, he might. It might be more than feeling no pain. He might want it.
He does.
You know,
he wants it bad now.
He might like. Yeah, he might be kind of. He might start to. Sometimes your team is so bad, you actually start to enjoy doing terribly when your team is like unthinkably bad and getting injured. And I feel like this is Richard's team. He's 0-4, and he's just getting fucked at every turn, and now he kind of started to like it. So
it's the unending disappointment factor where someone in your league eventually by week 7 they change their name to acknowledge the fact that they blow this year.
Yeah,
that's
it's
fun.
a good move. I appreciate it, and you got to be able to laugh through the tough times.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
I'll give you mine, or you could read it. I sent it to you. I was going through Keenan Allen trying to get some what the feeling, the consensus feeling on the fact that he's probably not going to play again for a 4th straight week.
Oof.
And right there at the top, I can't remember his name. Was it Mark or something? He had something to say. He had too much to say, and you can tell this guy's.
His
he's
name
one of those
is
guys that,
Matt T.
Matt T.
And he on 5:17 p.m. said, "Can I read it out for you?"
Oh, read it out.
All right. So this is about Keenan Allen again, who's injured. Matt T said, "Man, I'm a get my voice ready." All right, brother. All right. My name's Matt. All right. Man, a liberal confused on what bathroom to use that doesn't work and takes free handouts is more reliable than this weakling.
I love it. It's so like loaded that like you could have just said like, man, like you could have filled in anything, but he didn't just like he could have even said, man, even liberals are more reliable than this weekly. He didn't just say even liberals trying to get free handouts are more reliable than this weekly. He like went all out. He hit you with all the talking points. I'm surprised he didn't hit some abortion talk too. I mean,
a little bit of trans. Wait, he hit the trans. No, he hit the trans. He said confused on what bathroom to use. And then,
at this point, like, go all in. Hit some gun control. Hit some abortion.
Gun control.
Hit us with it all if you're gonna hit this angle.
Police in every school. Matt
Critical
T.
race theory.
Yep. Matt T. I mean, just in general, giving opportunities to anybody who isn't Matt T.
Matt T. had something to say. And I'm pretty sure even if we weren't talking about Keenan Allen, he'd have something to say.
He would have brought up. I mean, how in the world talking about Keenan Allen?
He's shoehorning. I bet you that he's going around and going onto any internet comment section. And he's shoehorning this same intro into any article or discussion board that he's in.
Under videos of like children falling, just like, these kids are more reliable than Keenan Allen, but not more reliable than a liberal who takes handouts from the government and is confused on what bathroom to use, and also doesn't work, doesn't have a job, and is unemployed, and has used an abortion. And
I bet he doesn't even want me to carry a gun. Well, then who's gonna protect his soft ass when
who's gonna protect him when Keenan Allen comes? Nice. Oh man.
But I mean, this is the type of guy who like go on like some like social interest story about like how a homeless man like. Well, actually, that's almost too connected. I wanted to go really like not connect. He had a comment on like on well shit. I mean, I'm trying to think of something that it I could really shoehorn this more than this
A
Keenan Allen
video
thing.
of a
Like,
puppy.
yeah, just a video of a puppy. It's like, man, this puppy's cool, but I'm pretty sure his owner, the way that he's acting, he hasn't been trained hard. I bet his owner's a liberal,
Who takes
gun hate,
handouts from the government,
handout
doesn't
hate.
love guns,
I mean, shit,
probably drives
Matt
an
T,
electric car.
you're wearing your thoughts on your sleeve, and you know what? For that, I don't necessarily respect you, but I respect Yahoo for giving you the platform.
And I fear you, Matt T.
I mean, that's shit, man. Look, it's like it's funny because he is almost a bot with like
Yeah.
the like because and I'm not trying to say anything even about I'm not even saying anything about his opinions.
No, he's just a Russian bot.
It's very clear where he swings, and that's one thing, but like just how shoehorned it is and how like and
It's
just
like
how
talking to a
even
Republican AI.
yeah it's quite it doesn't feel like anyone would communicate in that way, and even if he
to use, does not
like
take a job, does not he takes handouts, beep boop, Keenan
but
Allen
really
is breaking my
but,
head, beep boop.
but the truth is really what he is just someone who's trying to be funny and has no comedic talent
At all, not one bit. And Donovan, who is the only singular comment under this. By the way, 3 likes and 4 dislikes for Matt T. So the word is out, you know? I think some
yeah I
people
mean
ironically liked
at
that
this
one.
point we know where the next election's going.
Yeah.
That's like that actually makes sense why they would be putting these bots, just sprinkle these bots around in a bunch of
It's like a poll.
YouTube and Yahoo, and it's just like, where is the fantasy population leaning politics wise?
And so Donovan, the only comment under Matt's, little Keenan Allen diatribe, Donovan says, "Bro, what?"
And that's really the only reaction, the only proper reaction.
It was perfect. I think those are 2 very, very good, very different Yahoo Cesspool reads. I appreciated that bit. I like that one.
Yeah, I mean Yahoo is really at this point, from what I can tell, only exists because of Yahoo Fantasy and Yahoo Mail, which some people were like grandfathered in, like they when Yahoo was a thing, they got Yahoo Mail accounts and now they have them and they use them. They're their main accounts. And fantasy football, which in my shopping around the different fantasy football apps, I have found Yahoo for all their problems to be the best. And I gotta say, this is one of the reasons having a comment box on every player. Like you can find players that are unknown.
For instance, Mike Boone, right? 3rd string running back for the Denver Broncos. I was in his comment
Well, I was going to
section.
go even more obscure.
Well, but just this is a good metaphor for what you're saying.
I was going to ask you to go look at Rob Gronkowski's comment box.
But let me say what Mike Boone's comment section has, because I have it right here, and then I will. Casey, if you're in here, your season is over. And then Chris says, "You're literally in here. So is your season over?" I just picture him sobbing, like typing in the comment section.
And that's the thing. That guy, yeah, that's the thing. They're all coming together to cry about their seasons being over.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? That's a community, right?
All right, let's talk about Rob Gronkowski. I'm going to their most recent. It's taken a while to load.
Well, it's probably one of the more trafficked ones.
Oh, come on. Don't fail me now. I don't even know if he has a comments box. It's just loading.
No,
It doesn't want us to see.
All right, we'll get back to. We'll hit it next
We'll
week.
hit it next week. We'll give it some time to buffer. There's a lot of
That will be
comments in
our.
there.
Well, yeah, it's thousands of millions of comments. I checked it like probably a month ago. It was still popping around draft time.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Does it?
No, it never made sense.
All right.
Yeah, you want to talk some baseball and get out?
Yeah,
of here?
let's close it out. Get out of here. I gotta sleep, so let's do it.
Mister, I have to work in 6 hours.
It's unfortunate, man. It really is.
That fucking blows. I'm sorry.
It's cool. I mean, shit. This is I've been phoning it in, so I've been like having sleep this whole time, so don't even worry.
Nice. That's what you want. You want the audience to know that. You want them to feel it in their core, And they have. We're both on that.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I
podcast. There was no touchdowns. There was no
yeah,
touchdowns.
it would only be fitting if we were phoning it in. I'm actually thinking I should have been phoning this in more.
I should have been trying less hard. I should have been trying as hard as
much
Nathaniel
less research.
Hackett. Jesus Christ,
That guy
bro.
sucks.
That
was my very
blows.
first Bone Zone episode we didn't air, but just know I Bone Zoned the shit out of that
Get
dude.
boned, bro. Get boned.
Yeah, get boned.
He needs
Fuck
to
you.
get boned.
I mean, shit. Like, I'm sure he's a good dude, but he was the Bills' offensive coordinator, and we hated him because he sucks. And he better send Aaron Rodgers very nice Christmas cards every year because he got him this job. He made him a few mil. Anyway. Speaking of research, I did do a little research just because this is one of my favorite stats that I've been following all year.
Hit me.
Matt Ryan fumbles. He had another fumble tonight.
He has 5. Wait.
You wish he had 5.
10. No, I said 10 earlier in the episode, right?
You wish he had 10 because 11? He had another one tonight.
Oh my god.
So now he's at 11. From everything I could tell, actually, here, let's see. Fumbles. In fairness to him, he's only lost 3 of them. But I believe he now has 11 fumbles.
He gets right back on top of that ball.
So I think he had 10 coming in, and then he had one more tonight. So he has 11. The NFL record is 23 for a season. So this is Matt Ryan fumble watch.
He can break it.
I just want to confirm this.
All right, cool.
Because we're gonna have Matt Ryan fumble watch all year.
Yep.
So, okay. I started watching from the second half. So as long as he didn't fumble in the first half, he has 10 fumbles. You were correct.
Okay. I thought so.
The record is 23.
Mm-hmm.
So he's played 5 games. And he has 10.
On pace for?
He's on pace for 36. He's on pace for 36 fumbles. Am I doing my math right? No. He's on pace for 34 fumbles. The record's 23. Even if it comes down a little bit in terms of pace, he still should be able to beat it easily as long as he can stay healthy.
He's going to the moon. His fumble stock is going to the moon, ladies and gentlemen. And he is going to smash the Dante Culpepper x Kerry Collins fumble record set in 2001 and 2002, respectively.
Yep. Yeah, he's coming for you guys.
It's Matt Ryan fumble watch.
Culpepper Collins, you better watch out.
There's a new
I like to think
town.
that they're like the 14-0 Dolphins who are always watching for the last undefeated teams, and then they pop champagne whenever they lose their first game. But I'm gonna tell you, Kerry Collins and Dante Culpepper, you're not popping champagne this year because he's coming for your record. Matt Ryan, 10 fumbles, only 13 to go to tie, 14 to beat the record, and we'll be watching it all year. So
hold on to that record.
Stay tuned for Matt Ryan fumble watch.
Hold on to those records tight, because I know you have a hard time and lose things easily.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's coming for you.
He might just fumble this one away.
Oh man.
Matt Ryan's coming like the many rushers who have come off the edge
This
and
is
strip sacked
I found
y'all.
I yes, the many. Even there's safeties that got fumbles on you. There's a Washington Post
I'm
article.
sure there were places you just dropped the ball.
Teammates. There's a
Oh, it slipped.
There's a Washington Post article titled "The Colts Matt Ryan on pace to shatter the NFL fumble record,"
And he is.
and he is.
I mean, I'm saying to Matt Ryan, like, you're already on this crazy pace. Maybe fumble a few times purposefully mid-game, pick him up right away, and double the record. Because like, you wouldn't just double the record and then get one more fumble. So then you not only beat their record, but you beat both of their records combined. That's really what I would be going for if I was Matt Ryan. Because, shit, I mean, it ain't fun playing behind that O-line so far this year anyway. You might as well have some fun with it, right?
Go for 47, you know.
Anything's going to be more fun than actually trying to win in a game like tonight, right? So just embrace it. Embrace the fumble record and come away this year with some history.
He's going to do it. He's good at fumbling
games
away, so.
Shit, he won tonight.
Yeah, I was making a joke about him throwing away a 28-point lead.
He did do that. Yep. That is true.
It's a bit of
you heard it here first. He's gonna have 28 fumbles
for each point
then
that
we have
he
to
gave
get a
up.
3 in here.
I like that.
Oh, and he's not gonna lose another fumble. So it's gonna be 28 fumbles, 3 lost. Now he's losing shit ton more fumbles. What am I saying?
He's good at getting on top of that ball. Don't underestimate.
He gets on top. He got on top of it tonight. Fourth quarter, he got right on top of it. He tied the game in that drive.
Bro, Matt Ryan looked like a disgruntled father figure the whole game. I feel bad
for him. He somehow he's only like 38. Like he looks like he's 55. The Colts are making him look so old.
It's like
right
a
now.
presidential.
I feel bad for the dude.
It's like a president. Like he's aging a president.
Age 20 years in a 4-year term. He's gonna age 10 years every year he stays with the Colts.
Oh yeah. Oh man.